Hello, everyone. Welcome to my Healing Around the World project. My name is Dr. Alice Fong, and today I have the pleasure and opportunity to introduce to you Dr. Aumatma Shah. She is a naturopathic doctor with a master's in nutrition and has been practicing medicine for over 10 years. She specializes her practice solely on fertility, pregnancy, and postpartum. And she is the best-selling author of Fertility Secrets: What Your Doctor Didn't Tell You About Baby Making. She's also a sought-after speaker on topics such as fertility, women's health, and women's empowerment. Wonderful. Please welcome Dr. Shah. How are you doing today?
Good. Thanks so much for having me here.
Oh, well, thank you for being part of my project. Wonderful. So tell me a little more about what got you into medicine.
Yeah, I think as a child, I was kind of brought up with the idea that I would someday be a doctor. It was pretty much like my father's long lost dream that he didn't get to fulfill. So of course, a lot of Asian kids, I don't know if you had that experience, but a lot of us were brought up with this: you're either a doctor or engineer, pick one.
Here, actually.
So I kind of resisted that for a long time. I went to undergrad, sort of pre-med, but realized I didn't really like what I was learning and didn't really resonate with the whole like separate your mind from your body and spirit. So I kind of went through undergrad with the intention of like, I'm going to merge all of these together. And thank God I found naturopathic medicine, because that helped to even merge those three things together, the mind, body, spirit, in medicine. So that's when I found naturopathic medicine, that's when I was like, oh yes, I totally want to be a doctor.
Awesome.
But until then it was, yeah.
Well, great. It's wonderful a story, and I'm glad you were able to find your way to naturopathic medicine. And yeah, same with me. It was like a light bulb. Oh yes, this is what I want to do. Sure.
Yeah,
Hey, so you're based out of California, Berkeley, California. Is that correct?
that's right.
Wonderful.
That's
And
right.
what
Yeah.
brought you to that area in particular?
I actually have always wanted to live in Berkeley. I wanted to go to undergrad here. They didn't have a naturopathic program, so that wasn't an option. But
Right.
definitely, as soon as I graduated, I think it was pretty much set in stone, because even my colleagues who I went to school with for 4 years, still at the end of our careers, were like, oh, aren't you from California? I'm like, really? I went to school with you for 4 years. You would know by now that I'm not from California. But yeah, it was pretty much a calling to be here.
Mm-hmm. Well, wonderful. That's great. Yes. And so what are some of the things the conditions that you treat, and what's your approach to treating them?
Yeah, so the focus of my practice is at this point mostly around fertility, and then we continue working with women through their pregnancy and postpartum. And the women that seek me out really are coming with kind of a deep longing to have a child, but have had difficulty. Maybe they've been trying on their own for a long time and been unsuccessful. Or I would say probably 50% of them have went through the conventional paradigm of IVF, IUI, sometimes even egg donors, and not having been successful, are coming to natural medicine with the hope that we can have some sort of solution that Western medicine does not offer.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And then my approach with them is really kind of simple. If you can even, like, it's simple in the sense that, of course, like, why wouldn't we all do this? Is to kind of start with detoxifying the body. A lot of times it's detoxing like the physical, but also the emotional and spiritual stuff that's in the way. And then we go into the rebalance phase, which is really a combination of rebalancing the hormones, which is one aspect of it, but then rebalancing nutrient levels, kind of getting the physical uterus and ovaries in their optimal position for fertility, and then helping support the couple to just make sure that all of their mind, body, spirit things are clear and there isn't any like emotional blocks that are in the way of them having a child.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, I can only imagine how many babies you help bring into the world. So that's awesome. Great.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a joy.
Uh-huh. Yes. Wonderful. It must be so exciting when a woman finds out she's pregnant with you. She's probably had to go through quite the journey to get there.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Wonderful. So, as you know, my project is about helping people who don't have access to doctors regularly, and
Mhm.
I'm sure that there are women that aren't able to come see you, but who would love to get pregnant, or maybe other people in general. And so, if you had a piece of advice, a general piece of advice that you could offer to someone, whether woman, man, or child, about what they can do to improve and optimize their health, what would that be?
Yeah, I think probably the thing that I repeat the most often is make sure you're drinking enough water
Mhm.
and make sure that it's good quality water, because your body is like such a high percentage of water that we
Right.
need it. And it especially for hormones, I feel like that helps with the fluidity of the hormones.
Mhm.
So making sure that you're drinking enough water, and then good food.
Mhm.
And access to good food is relative depending on where you are. I was just traveling to India, and the local people there were telling me about how watermelons and melons and so much of the fruit and vegetable there is injected with dyes
Oh,
to make it
really?
look more appealing.
What? Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
So that got me thinking, like, and the truth is, like, most of my family had not heard this. So they were like, no, it's good for you, it's good for you. And part of me is like, I'm gonna pass on that. Like, I'm just not gonna put it into my body. So it's that, like, just being aware of wherever it is that you live and knowing the source is really what our lives have come to, is like, go to the farm, see what they're doing,
right,
get the food directly from the farmer if you can, instead of like buying it in a shop
right.
or a street vendor or whatever. um, and then getting really good quality food, and then making sure that you rotate your food, so not eating the same thing over and over again if you have the choice. So if a lot of cultures around the world like to rely solely on rice or solely on potatoes, or and if we can diversify
Mhm.
our source, we'll probably do a lot better for our health.
Oh, definitely. Great. Right. What about the people who might not or have a difficult time accessing clean water? Like, is there a water filter that you recommend, or is there like a life hack that they can do to kind of clean up their water that you would
Yeah.
recommend?
um Off the top of my head, I haven't really done a whole lot to find that.
Okay.
I do have a water filter that I use. I don't know how many parts of the world it's available in.
Right. Yeah.
Um, but I think places that sell, like, at least for us, I'm sure you're like, REI is a good place to get a little like water pouch filter that you can plug anywhere, and or not even plug in, but it's one of those like fill your bag with water and then it filters as you're drinking.
Right.
Things like that are great. If we could get if you could get your hands on one of those,
Mhm.
that's ideal, in hard to access places.
Right. Yes. I think I've also heard of. I think I don't know if this is the right name, but I think it was called like Life Straw. There's a straw that kind of you can drink out of anywhere that really filters out a lot of the
Wow.
pollutants and
Oh, wow.
maybe even chemicals and things like that. So.
Cool.
Something to consider. Great.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being a part of my project. Yes.
Thanks for having me. It's
Yes.
been lovely.
Wonderful. Great. So thanks everyone for watching. Please share this video and upcoming videos and be a part of Healing Around the World.